Hello, good evening, everyone. Am I audible? Can anyone confirm? Hello.
Sir.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for confirmation. Okay, so welcome to the open session of week 4. Now the week 4 is started, and today we have the plan to discuss the summary of week 4. And before starting the session, if anyone of you have any query, you can ask. Any doubt, any clarification? Anyone have any query before starting the session?
Sir, I
Yes,
have
sir.
a doubt in graded assignment one,
Uh, okay, in
week
week
two.
week two.
Yeah, in question number 8.
Okay, 1 second. Let me share my screen and then check. Okay, week two. To September. Okay, I think this week. Okay. Okay, question number 8 you are asking. I hope my screen is visible to all.
Yes, sir.
Ha.
Yes, sir.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I want to know like how is the last option, the two's complement of the value one is always -1? Like this is not correct. Can you like explain that?
2s a complement of the value 1 is always -1. Okay. Okay, so can you just perform the 2s complement? So let's open
That will
this.
be 11111 for
Huh.
all 8 bits.
1 second. Okay, the question, yeah, this one. Nine, 10. I 8. Okay, this one. Okay, for system using 2s complement notations, the range is positive integer that can be represented with the 8-bit value from 0 to. Okay, so this is fine. Yeah, we are talking about the 2s complements notations only. So in the 2s complement notation, say so this 0 to 27 is the positive range. This is correct. The range of the negative integers can be represented with a -1. Okay, this is also correct. The total number of unique value can be represented 256. This is also okay. So 2s complement of the value 1 is always -1. So this value of the 2s complement is actually not a -1. Okay, so if you represent the 2s notation for this, so what is the value of 1 in 8-bit notation? Okay, so 0 0 0 and 0 0 0 like this. Let me change the pen. Okay, so 0 0 0 0 0 1. Okay, this is the notation of 1 in the binary. If you perform the 2s complement notation, you will get it like this: 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 0. And then this is the 1s complement notation. Then +1, it will become a 1 1 1 1 all 1 like this. So this is equivalent to -1 in the terms of value actually. Okay, so here two, this is not equivalent to -1 actually. This is the value e 2 to the power for 8 minus 1. This is the equivalent value. So this is 256, 255. We can see that value of this notation is actually 255. Okay.
Okay, so that asked for the value
So
in
the
the
2s
eight
complementation
unsigned.
of the value 1 actually the value 1 2s complement is always -1. So this is not true.
So what would be the correct statement? Like would that be the 2's complement of value 1 is always 1 1 1 1 1 1? Would that be a correct statement?
Sorry, can you repeat what you said?
I'm asking like, okay, so this is a wrong statement, right?
Uh,
But if I say the 2's complement of value 1 is always 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1,
so the
is that a is that a correct statement?
one second, one second. Alexa, stop. Sorry. Okay. So yeah, this 2s complement. Yeah. So if we are asking that, what is the negative one is represented in the 2s complement notations. So that value will we can write like as a 1 1 1 this in this way. Okay, but here it is asking that the value of 2 as that value 1 2 as complement, actually we are asking, not the notations for the negative terms. Okay, so this is just a complement value.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
okay,
Sir,
fine.
what is the complement? What is the notation for -1? Notation for -1 is all ones, right?
So notations of that is actually all ones. This is the representation of -1 in 2s complement notation. If you're talking about the value of 2s complement, that is actually represent this 255. Okay, but this in the notations this value represented -1 actually.
So then the fourth option is correct, no, sir?
No, here it is not asking the that like in negative representation of the notations. Actually this is asking, simply asking the 2s complement of the value 1 is always -1.
So that's a correct
So
statement, no, sir?
no, I think if they ask like the 2's complement of value 1 is always 255, then that would be the correct
Hmm.
statement, right?
Yeah, this is talking about the simple that equivalent value actually.
Okay. No, but 255 is the unsigned value, right?
This is actually that's the unsigned value, but it represent in this 2s complement notation, it represent a -1 equivalent.
So
Hmm.
okay.
So the
Okay, so
the
I
state,
think some confusion is there. Yeah, some ambiguity is there to understand this. So the 2s complement of the value 1 is always -1. One second. Let's understand this. The 2s complement -1 and 2 was the 2s complement of this, which is okay. This what is given? 3 4 1 2 3 4. 2s complement of 1 is, which is always -1. Some ambiguity is there for the statement. Uh, yes, yes. Who raised the hand? Please talk.
Here I understand that here 2's complement of value 1 is not always -1. If it is unsigned, it is 255. If it is signed, it is -1.
Excuse me, sir. Let me explain like what that means. Here, the 2's complement of 1 is always 1 implies once we find the 2's complement of 1, and to it if we add 1, we'll get 0 0 0 0 0. Yes or no?
No, no, no. So actually,
Yeah, like once try that. We have all those ones, right?
that is correct.
Try
What
adding
say?
once, add 1 to it. Because in the
uh,
system, once all the ones are added, we'll get 1 preceded by 8 zeros.
no. here it is written that 2s complement of the value 1. So one value 2s, what is the binary representation is simple 0 0 0 and 0 0 0 1, correct?
Yes, sir. To it, find
Ah.
the ones two's complement.
So 2s complement is simple this 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 0. This is the 1s complement, and
Yes,
for
sir.
2s complement plus 1. So this is 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1.
So if the statement was like this, sir, if
So this
the
is
2 complement of the value 1 is always minus 1 in 2's complement, then you can say
so
it's
that
true.
is actually some ambiguity. Mhm. So minus this represent actually minus 1, but yeah. So okay, I'll check this. I think score is already released.
Yes, sir. In the answer, it says the fourth one is an incorrect statement.
And
The
also the feedback also says like at the end it says 2, so that's also
So
incorrect.
this is not two actually. This is just a, I think, some syntax representation. So this is the binary representation in the that underscore. Okay,
Okay.
in the suffix like this. So this is representing binary representation, which is minus one. Okay, so I'll check this. But it's too very late. Why you not report? Not anyone reported this before once the deadline is completed.
I thought it was
Actually,
a
I
trick
didn't select that
question,
because there was ambiguity.
so
I just left it.
No, actually, just if the deadline is over, we perform the re-evaluation. So as we have already done two re-evaluation in this week, you can see we got some feedback for 12th question and 13th question. So we re-evaluated, we removed this zero. Okay, 0 marks you can see. But we haven't received any feedback for this question in any groups or any live session till now.
no, I just thought it was a trick question, so that's why I didn't post it on discussion
Not
forum.
trick questions. Yeah,
Yeah,
some language confusion is there. I also confused
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
So, but I'm not sure we can do right now anything because the score is already released and we can't change this at this point.
Actually, it should be true, sir, because
Hmm.
if you add 1 to the 2's complement of 1, which is basically 1 minus 1, you will get 0.
Hmm. No, here actually we are simply talking about this 2s complement notations only. Okay. So all the statements are written in the terms of this 2s complement notation. So this option is also looking correct because the value of the 1 is represented in 2s complement represented by the minus 1. Every value, okay, so 1. 2s complement of the value 1 is always minus 1. And the value 1. Hmm. This statement is looking correct because we always represented like this. No? So if we want to represent any like negative number, minus 10. So what we does actually, we take the positive 10 and we perform the 2s complement for that and we get the minus 10 this in this notations. So according to that, this option should also be correct. But now we are very late. Score is released. Okay, I'll check this what we can do now. Yeah, this is ambiguous statement. Okay, so this is the request because every time after that, once the deadline is over, if you finding any that confusion or like incorrect answer, so please report it on the Google forum or Discourse forum or in any live session. So we can also that focused or we can reevaluate it. Okay.
So
Okay,
in
sir.
qualifiers will
Mhm.
sorry. So in qualifiers will we get any programming questions or is it only going to be the likes?
No, so the exam will be on TCS centers. Okay, so that TCS centers you will get only the option to select the answers, not the programming typing based questions. Okay, so you will get a
Okay.
MCQ, MSQ, numerical input type of questions only, similar to your theory graded theory assignments. Now, program writing based questions will not be there in the qualifier exam, but after qualified, once you qualified and you want to continue this course, then there is one OPP exam for this course. Not one, on two OPP exam is there that are actually programming exam only, where you have to write the programming solution. Okay.
Right, sir.
Sir,
Thank you.
Yes.
good evening, sir. I have doubt in week 3 PPA, sir, practice programming
Okay.
assignment.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so I'll check this, what we can do in this question number 8, and I'll also check why this is selected as it false. I'm not sure what we can do now, but I'll try, okay? Because score is already done, and quali actually after week 2 we also select the qualifier eligible students. So because of that, it cannot be updated now. Okay. So yeah, you are asking week 3 PPA.
Yes, sir. Actually, like I'm not understanding how to, like when I'm solving, many errors are coming and I don't know how to test. So can you solve one PPA for my reference?
I think that is discussed in the live session on Saturday. So Saturday live
Sorry,
session is dedicated. So Saturday live session is
so how
dedicated
can
for the
can
programming
I
person.
access,
So
can
all
I access?
recordings are there. All recordings are there. Okay,
Okay, so
so
how
you
can
can.
I, how,
So
how can
access.
I access the recordings, live
So
sessions?
you can
Okay.
see on the portal page. This is one live session unit. Inside this live session details. Okay, and
Okay.
inside this there is last option, current term live session seat. You can open this, and all live sessions details are there. You can see till week 3, and all 4 live session which we are running for this course, not 4, 5 live session every week. Okay, so you can see all the sessions. You can also join all the session and practice on the programming questions. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So this Wednesday and Sunday we have started only for the programming part, and Friday session is also for the practice programming questions discussion. 3 live sessions are dedicated to the programming related session, and 2 sessions are that Tuesday is the summary open session, and Friday is for the practice theory assignments discussion session. So join each programming session for the practice. Okay, for the programming, because programming definitely you need a practice. Otherwise, you can't write a code without practice.
Okay,
Yeah,
sir. Thank you.
Harish. Yeah, Harish.
Yeah, without these sessions also we can write that in 27th October in exam, right?
Without programming.
These assignments. So without assignments also we can
No,
write,
no.
right?
1 second. So till week 2, we have only this theory type of assignment. Okay, week 1 and week 2, only
Okay.
theory assignments are there.
Okay.
Check your status. If you have already qualified till based on the score till week 2, then
Okay.
that's okay. Otherwise, you from week 3 score will be calculated like this. So there is one theory assignment. This one
Okay.
graded assignment. So 50% weightage will be taken from this,
Okay.
and another 50% weightage will be the average of all graded programming assignments. So be that GRP 1 to GRP 8, average of all these, and then 50% will be taken from this. So
Okay.
every week a score will be calculated like this.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
So then your that eligibility criteria will be uh, created from week 3.
Okay.
Okay, so do not skip this programming assignments from week 3.
Sure, sure. I can attend these sessions.
Huh. Live session is different. I'm asking for the that assignments. Okay, so there is
Okay,
no
assignment is, yeah. So where
huh,
we can submit this assignment? So
on the portal itself. So this portal you can click on this GRP questions, and read the question statement and select the language and write your solution here. Okay, so
Okay.
in this area, so you can write the solution like this. Okay.
Okay, we can write the code and we can execute the code.
So you can write the code and you can test the code. So okay, test run. We have explained, I think, in the last session, last Tuesday session. I've already explained the complete interface, how you can write a code, how you can submit a code, like this. Okay, so you can see the previous Tuesday session for the complete detail of this interface programming assignments.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, yeah. Any other query?
So problem with
Sir,
week 3 practice assignment 1, question number 1 and 2.
Week 3 practice theory assignment you are talking?
Yeah. Question number
Uh,
1 and 2.
1 and 2. So which of the following type conversion can happen implicitly in C language? Okay. So implicitly means without writing any code from the user. So that actually conversion happen automatically by the C compiler. So sometimes like int to float and float to int. So this conversion should be happen without any loss. Okay, so what happen actually? If suppose if we write a int to float. Okay, so let's take open the compiler and show you. Okay, one second. So implicit means which compiler actually does without any loss. So like if we perform, if we have the float variable, so float, okay, and we have the variable name a, like, and I'm storing the value of 10, okay, here. So what it will does actually, and later I am using I'm taking another example also. Float b equal to 20. 20, and after that I'm printing the solution for this. So printf and like percentile f, and after that I'm writing simply a plus b. Okay, so here you can see the value is 10, this which is integer. Okay, what we have taken, data type float. Okay, so during the compilation process this integer value will actually convert into a that float value, and that float value will be used in our calculation and we will get our output. So we are getting this hello world. So let's remove this. So I'm getting this 30.0000. So this code is not giving any error. So the type conversion is happening by the compiler itself, and by this conversion, we are not losing any information from the data. Okay, we are getting the correct answer, but with the float representation. Another part, let's if I take this int a equal to and like some float value 10.5. Okay, and here also, so int b equal to 20.5. Okay, and here if I'm performing the addition like e plus v, so what output we will get? We are getting 30. Okay, so 30, but actual value is 10.5 and 20.5, which the output should be actually 31. So here conversion is happening, but here we are losing some information, some correctness from the code. Okay, because here conversion is happening from float to integer. So here float, that decimal part is actually discarded. So we can actually lose some information. So this conversion, implicit conversion, is not correct actually. Okay, but integer to float conversion is okay. So that is fine. So which of the following type conversion can happen implicitly? So this that implicit conversion is okay, integer to float. Okay, this one. But this is actually lossy conversion. Same things here. Which of the following type conversion need to be done explicitly in the C language? Yeah, so this is just a vice versa question for the first. Yeah, that means if we are losing any info data correctness, so that conversion should be happen explicitly by the user. Okay, and user should be confirmed that no data correctness should be lost by the conversion. So in this case, into float, there is no required for the explicit conversion. This can be done by the implicit conversion. But yeah, float to int, it should be convert by the user explicitly, and user should be confirm that there is no data loss should be happen. Okay, then only this conversion should be happen. So because of that, we explicitly convert this type of data where there is a chance for the loss by the implicit conversion. Okay.
Okay, so thank you.
So one doubt about programming assignments.
Okay, which question?
Not question per se, so just the way they are evaluated. So once we have satisfied all the test cases and we submit it, nothing else apart from that that we need to do. So.
Yeah. So actually, like this GRPA, so there are two types of test case for the each questions. Okay. So this is the test case which you can see the input and expected output also. And these test case runs through this test run button. Once you find that all logic is correct, then you click on the submit button. So submit button also run this public test case as well as some hidden private test case. Okay, and if the all private test case are passed, and you will get a status also after running the code. Okay, how many private test case, only you will get a message that 3 out of 5 private test case passed like this. Okay, if you are getting message like 5 out of 5 private test case pass, so that is a confirmation that your submission is correct and you will get a full marks. Okay, if your that message is represent like 1 out of 5 test case 5 private test case pass, so that means you will get a 20% marks for that question. Okay, so marks are divided based on the question the test case number. If test case are 4, that each test case weightage is actually 25% weightage. If test case are 5, then weightage is 20% for each test case. So you will get a partial marks also if your some partial test case private test case are correct. Okay, so when you are
Right.
writing the code, just confirm that when you are clicking the submit button, your all private test case should be passed for the getting the marks. Okay, and this submit is required. Do not leave the code after just clicking on this test run button. Okay.
Right, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
And your last submission will be considered for the grade that marking. Suppose what happen if you submit the correct code first time, but if you submit the uh, if you submit the incorrect code at the end of the like last submission, so your only last submission will be considered. If that is incorrect, so that you will lost actually marks. Okay, I hope
Thank you.
clear. Okay, so next is Upada Sai Iswar.
Yeah, excuse me, sir. I just lost my connection when I was explaining. The in this question that they gave that 2's complement of 1 is always -1. When what I think the question means is the 2's complement of 1. As Sir explained in the video too, the 2's complement is a notation, not taking the 2's complement. Like when we are taking 2's complement to a positive number, we will represent the positive number as it is. But when we are taking the 2's complement of a negative number, we'll take that of the positive number, then flip the bits and then add 1.
But here actually the ambiguity is because the complete question is talking about the 2s complement notations only.
Yes, sir. This is
So
actually of 2's complement notation, right? Here, the Sir explained that in the second video, you can see that. Sir also mentioned that people will likely make mistake that whenever they see the name 2's complement, they think that they have to take the 2's complement of the value. But no, what that means is the digit is represented in 2's complement notation, which implies if there is a minus value, we have to flip the bits and add 1. If it is positive, we have to represent as it is. I think you will find it in video 2
I'm
in the
okay with this.
representation.
I'm okay with this. So actually, simple that one S representation, two S
Yeah, 1 is
representation is
represented
different.
as 1, 2 is
So
represented as 2, minus 1 is represented as that
huh,
255.
that's okay. But my question is, what is
Hmm.
wrong in this statement? Well, I'm opening again. One
Yes,
second.
in that statement, they said the 2's complement of 1 is always minus 1. But that is incorrect, right, sir? What is the 2's complement value of 1? 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1.
No, no. 2S complement value for one is actually 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, all ones, 8 times.
No, sir.
Why?
The notation, that is the notation, right?
No,
2's
that is.
complement
I'm
is
not
the way
asking
of
the.
denoting numbers, not
I'm
changing the number,
okay.
right?
Can you tell me what is the 1S complement notation of one?
Sir?
1S complement. You know
Sir,
the how to calculate the 2S complement?
yes, sir.
What is the process?
Uh, 1's complement and 2's complement are methods used by us to represent negative numbers. For representing positive numbers, we do not have any problem, no, sir. Because
That's
we are
okay.
having a problem of representing minus numbers, we are utilizing 2's complement way of representing them, 1's complement way of representing them. But for representing positive number, we'll represent it as it is. But when we are representing the negative numbers, we'll represent them as the other manner.
That's it. That's okay. So 2S complement of the value
Yeah,
1
the
is
2's complement is representation of it in 2's complement value. How will we represent 1 in 2's complement? As 0001. If we have to represent 2 minus 1 in 2's complement notation, then we will take 1, find the 1's complement, and then add to it.
Correct. What you're saying is correct, man.
Yeah,
What
think
he's
I
saying,
clearly remember Sir explaining it in the second video. If you play it in the like 4 to 5 minutes in middle of that, that's when he explained it. Negative numbers and hexadecimal representation 2.2 of week 2. He explains that in the point maybe like 8, 8
no.
30 seconds. Yeah, 8
I am
minutes 30 seconds.
actually there is ambiguity, sir, in this because on one hand we are asking for 2's complement of 1, which is a positive number, but we will never take a 2's complement of 1 in a 2's complement computer system because it's a positive number.
Yeah. See, that is what it is meaning. It is implying that 1 is stored in the 2's complement notation. It is not asking you to find the inverse of it. Here, in that
no.
video 2.2,
I'm
8 minutes, 6 seconds. That's when Sir will
I'll
start to talk
okay, I'll
about it.
check this also. But my simple query is if we have the one value and we are getting the 2S notation for that, what value we will get?
If we have a positive value, because 1 is positive, we'll write it as it is, as in a binary number.
That's
Okay.
what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying you're right. That if 1 is a positive number, then you don't even take its 2's complement. Its 2's complement value is not making its 2's complement at all.
It is denoting it in the binary number that the system will understand. It is
Correct.
not
So
taking
there
the
is no 2's
complement.
complement
It
for a
implies
positive number.
representing it in binary system that the which follows the rules of 2's complement.
Correct. And in that system, you should not take the 2's complement of a positive number.
Ayo, the 2's complement is the name of the notation. The
100.
notation of representing positive values is as it is, negative values is inverse and then add 1.
That's what
The
I'm
system's
saying.
name is 2's complement. It is not 2's complement only for minus or 2's complement only for 1.
In a 2's complement system, you don't do the 2's complement for a positive number.
So you're saying that you'll do that for a negative number.
Yes, if a number is negative, then it is stored in its 2's complement. That's why you have, that's how Sir explained that the first 27 bits are mapped, the leading 127 bits are mapped to the lagging 127 bits. If you do the 2's complement. That's why you don't have 256 positive values you have 127 positive values and 128 negative values.
Yeah,
Yes.
so in general, in the sign magnitude number system, what was the drawback actually? This zero actually. Okay, so zero can be represented by plus zero and minus zero. Okay, in the simple sign magnitude number, but in the 2s complement notation system, we have this all zero positive numbers. Okay, with the including zero, that all we will get the representation simple as the sign magnitude like this. Okay, so like 127, but for the negative numbers only, that we convert that positive number into a 2s complement notation. Okay, so only this part actually we convert into a 2s complement, and that 2s complement equivalent value represent the negative numbers. This side actually we take the as it is binary representation without any change, without any notations like.
Yes, sir.
Basically, any decimal value above 128 is a negative number. Above 127.
So that actually here, suppose if we want to represent a minus one, so how we will get a minus one? So that representation will actually shift it. So in the terms of value, in the terms of decimal value, so that part actually will come on this side. Okay, so like this 128 to 255. So this range actually will become as a that this is a minus one. This will be represented as a minus one. So minus two will be like this a 254. Okay, in this way, this will be represented as minus 128.
Yes, sir. But
Okay,
to
so
Sir,
not
this is
sound
I
bad,
have a
could you
question.
just once open the video 2.2?
No.
okay. I'm opening the
No need,
slide.
no need.
Let
Actually, what
Hold
we
on.
try
I know the video he's talking about, but in the same assignment, question number 1, it says the 8-bit binary representation of minus 45 in 2's complement notation is. So we first take the binary representation of 45, then we add 1 to it,
no.
then
Can
we
I
then we
interrupt
get
you?
minus 45, right?
Sorry.
So
Can I interrupt you, man? You're talking about a negative number. That's why you have to take a two's complement. If it's a positive number, you
no,
don't take the two's complement at all.
yeah, if we want to take the 2's complement of minus 1, right? So we will first take the binary representation of 1, then we add 1 to it, then we get the minus 1, right?
Then you'll get all ones. That is minus one.
No.
But if
But
you have to
we would have
represent
to
the
use the
positive
binary
one,
representation of 1.
Mhm.
binary
So 1 and
representation
minus 1
positive
are
one is only
related in that
one.
context.
So the one binary representation I'm writing here, you can see 0000. Correct. This is the one
Yes, sir.
representation.
Sir, just one more thing I wanted to add. You have to say this is the binary representation of one in a two's
In 2's
complement system.
complement system.
So 2s complement system, for positive side, we not actually perform, we not change the value. Okay, we are not converting the actual number into a 2s complement.
Yeah,
Sir,
it's
I really
more
think
clear,
that you are
sir. You can just
misunderstanding one
say
point here.
in a two's complement system, number one is denoted as 470 followed by 1.
Yes,
Then it will be a fully qualified statement.
yes. No objection in that.
Okay.
But what
Huh?
they imply there is they are saying this value is equals to minus 1. Is it true?
No, that's a false statement. That is very clear
That's it.
because
The
1
end.
is not represented as minus 1.
As simple as that. Now I think you understand what's going on. The fourth statement said that this representation is minus 1. Is it correct?
No, it's a very simple way to look at it is that in a two's complement system, the positive 1 is
Yes.
always represented as positive 1 only. It's not
Yes.
represented as 8 ones.
Yes. So what did they give in the question? They gave the in 2's complement 1 is always minus 1. Is it correct?
No,
No. It's the
no, it
question
is
is
not given like this.
1 is represented as minus 1.
Yeah, is it represented like that?
So you can see, read the statement. The 2s complement of the value of 1. So what is
Actually,
the
Always minus 1.
the 2s complement of the, here not we are talking about the notations something. We are simply asking the conversion, actually 2s complement of the value 1. So what is the 2s complement of the value 1?
yeah, but if you look at it standalone, sir, without a computer system in mind, then that statement is true, right? But if you keep the computer system in mind, saying that we have implemented 2's complement only for a computer system to solve the 0 and minus 0 problem, then the positive 1 is not represented as minus 1.
So okay, I've opened the slides. Can you just tell me which point, which?
I don't remember the slide number,
Okay,
but
I'm opening the negative number representation. That negative numbers you can see. Okay.
yeah, you just skip past through
So
them. I'll let you know if you find that.
possible solution most significant this 1 and 0. This is
No,
okay.
not at
Negative.
not this. Skip.
Okay, let's 2s
Here,
complement. Yeah, this
there
one.
you go. The
So
two's complement
example,
example.
you can see example n8, positive 17 will represent as it is. Okay, what is the actual binary representation? But 2s complement, that negative number is represented like this. Either we can also get the value, so like 2 to the power 8 minus 17, and this is the 239 equivalent value for the minus 17. Okay, and this 239 actually it.
Basically, 256 minus 239.
So 256 minus 17, we are getting this 239. And this is also a 2s complement of 17.
Correct,
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
sir. So in that slide itself, you can see that
They gave two's
positive
complement.
17 in a 2's complement system is represented without taking its 2's complement.
hmm.
Exactly, buddy. You're correct. Next.
That statement is okay, but the statement is not given like this, na?
Correct,
Yeah,
correct.
what did they
What you
give
are saying
there?
is also correct. But there has to
Statement
be,
is simple.
The
The
two's
2s
complement of
complement of the
one.
of the one actually. Here we are not talking about the negative representation or
but
2s
sir,
complement notations.
Sir, what does
no,
two's
no. But if you
complement
see the
mean?
main question on top, sir, it says for a system using 2's complement notation,
Hmm.
the 2's complement of the value 1 is always 1. It's not minus 1.
As clear as possible, you made it simply. That statement is false. The two's complement of one is always one, not minus one.
But you have to qualify in a 2's complement computer system.
And feedback is 2s complement of 1 is this, which is minus 1.
Sir,
This is
basically,
feedback is also.
sir, basically, in all negative numbers, the first bit in a byte will be 1, and all for all positive numbers, the first bit in the byte will be 0.
Hmm.
So when you take a 2's complement of any number, you will get the first bit as 1.
No, I'm getting your point, which you are saying that 2s complement notations, the one value actually this is represented one also, but we are saying that this is also happening in the 2s complement process like this. But here the value actually of the 2s complement value for this one is actually represented minus one. Okay, I'll confirm this with the team members also. Okay, so let's see what is the proper actually explanation for this. Because feedback, what is feedback is given that statement is also referring to that this is actually which is minus one, which is should also be correct, but it is here written is false. Okay, I'll check this. Okay, so do not waste too much time. Okay, I'll discuss the week 4 content also. Yeah. So any query in the assignment someone was asking? We skip this. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, then let's move to the week 4. And week 4, now the main that concepts are actually started regarding the programming. So that is actually control statements. Okay, so when we are writing any programs for the C, or we are solving any problem, So most of the time that you will face a problem where you have to decide the control of execution. So like sometimes based on some condition you have to execute one set of instruction, otherwise you have to say, execute the another set of instructions if condition is not satisfied. So this type of condition you will get in many of the problems during the solution. Okay, and another type of problems are you have to perform the same type of operation many number of times. Okay, so that is actually called as a, if you are repeating the same instruction many number of times, that is the one case where can be solved by the control statement or loop, actually loop statement in the C. Loop is simply a iteration of the one or set of instruction again and again. Okay, so C language provide these two type of control statement. One is conditional statement and another is loop. Okay, so we will use this statement for controlling the execution flow. Okay, so what flow, you know that in general our flow of the execution start from the top statement in the main function, and that it will start execution one by one. But that is actually not enough to solve any problem. Sometimes we have to jump to the another instruction without executing some parts. Sometimes we have to repeat the same instruction many number of times. So that this type of control structure or syntax we need from the programming language, so that we will discuss today. So what are the syntax actually language provided and how we can use that. So first we will understand the that flow of the control statement. So first we have this popular if statement. Okay, so this is conditional statement. That means this if statement depends on some conditional statements, and based on that we decide the control flow. You can easily understand the flow by this diagram, how the control execution happen. So that if condition, okay, so if is just a keyword in the programming language, and we pass one condition. If this condition is true, then we perform some set of instruction which is written inside the body of if this condition is not true, then we perform the another set of instruction which is written inside the another block, or we can say that we actually skip the that body of the if our condition is not true, and we directly jump out to the our conditional block. Okay, so there are multiple way to write this if condition. Sometimes we want to perform some set of instruction if the condition is true, but if condition is not true, we don't want to do anything in our code. So in that case we only write this type of structure. We will write only condition, and if condition is true we will write a, that set of statements inside the if block, or otherwise if condition is not true we will skip that part. Okay, so that is actually a simple syntax here. So you can see this if is written, after that you can use this open bracket and close bracket and write the condition. Okay, write the condition means you can compare the value, you can just check the equality, you can check the greaterness, lessness, this type of things. So that means the conditions should will always be return the answer as a true or false. Okay, so like you are checking the a equal to b. So this is one of the condition, you can see that. So here what we are doing, we are checking that if the left side of this equal operator, okay, as this equality operator, if left side value is equal to the right side value, then only this condition will return it true, otherwise false. Vice versa condition is not equal to b. Okay, like this. So a does not equal to b. If left side value is not equal to right side value, then only this condition will return true, otherwise false. Okay, similar to this, if you are checking that number is even or not, so how you can check, you can divide the number by 2 and check what output you are getting by the expression, that output is equal to 0 or not. So like you can write the condition like this. Okay, so a, and this is the division operation, and you will this is actually remainder operation. You, after dividing by 2 the same number, you will get a remainder, and if that remainder is equal to the 0 value, then you will get it true, otherwise false. So this type of condition statement you can write in this if that brackets. And so this is actually a condition. If this condition will return a true, so with the if block we generally write this open curly bracket and close curly bracket. Okay, inside this we write a set of statements. You can write some statement, you can perform print operation, you can do something processing things. You can write any statements inside this bracket. So that actually called as a body of this if statement. Okay, so this complete body will be execute only if this condition is true. Otherwise this body will not execute, will be skipped. So like example you can see here x value is given 10. Okay, here x value is given 10. Now condition is only that if x is greater than 5, then print this statement x is greater than 5. Okay, so now in this case value is 10. Yeah, this 10 is this condition become true because 10 is greater than 5. Yes, then this part will execute. So in this part the print statement is written, that strings will be displayed in your console. If we pass like this x equal to 2. Okay, so x equal to 2, then this condition become false. In this case this part will be skipped. Okay, and the next instruction after that this block will be executed, so that is actually the termination point. So in this case nothing will be print in the output. Okay, so this is simple one if statement. But that is also not enough, because most of the time we will get a condition true, we will perform something, and if condition is false then we will perform something else. Okay, so like suppose if you are checking that if number is even, then print a message number is even, otherwise print a message number is odd. Okay, you have the two choice for the output. So in this case you need a if else, that combination. Okay, if else. So according to the naming, that also represent the meaning. So if else, you can see this block statement. Now this is the similar conditional statement. If condition is true, you are performing the if block, body of if. Okay, otherwise we have the another statement block that is written with the else statement. Okay, if the condition is true, then body of if, otherwise body of else. Okay, so that is the, you can see this is the syntax for this conditional statement. If condition, then this body will be execute. If this condition is true, otherwise this body will be execute, else part. Okay, so you can write this, you can use this type of syntax. Example is here. So here x equal to 3, if x is greater than 5, print this message, else print this message. So here if x equal to 3, then you can see this message will be print because condition is false. Okay, this part will be executed, this first part will be skipped actually. Okay, and if like x equal to 10, then that this message will be printed, else part will be skipped. So any one of the part will be executed by this if else block. And sometimes we need more conditions. Okay, so let's we can make a chain of this conditional statement. So that chain we can write like this: if else if else if else if else this. Okay, so in between we can take any number of else if. So in this condition like this, so if one condition is we have, if this condition is true, we are performing body of if. For fast condition, then we have the another condition to check. Okay, so like one example, suppose we are printing a grade of the grade of the marks based on their based on some range actually. Okay, you know that if some students have like 90 to 100 marks, that should we get the grade like S. Okay, someone have like 80 to 99, they will get a like A grade. Okay, so like 70 to 79, so they will get a B grade. So here you can see we have the range of the marks. Okay, and we have the multiple range like C, D, E, F. Then how we can and we are getting the input marks of the score. Suppose we are getting the marks like 77, what should be the grade for that? Okay, so in this case here we have multiple condition to check, because every time for each score you will get only single grade. Okay, but you have to check multiple condition for that. So 77 you have to check which range actually it comes, and based on that we will return a grade value for this. So like we have to use this chain type of statements. So you can see this is written like this: if and condition then block. Okay. Sorry. Else if. Okay. Else if we will also written a another condition. Okay, if this condition, if first condition is not true, then only second condition will be checked. If first condition is true, then remaining part will be skipped completely without checking the second else if any condition. So in this chain also, if any condition is true at any point, your code will be actually directly jump to the out of this complete if else block. Okay, so here if first condition is true, then this block will be execute. Other remaining part of the this if chain block will be actually skipped complete without checking any condition. If first condition is false, then only second condition will be checked. If second condition again is true, then this block will be executed and remaining part will be skipped. If this is also false, then the next condition will be checked, or if else is there, then else part will be executed. Okay. So in this way, the only one block execute in this multiple if else statements. So sometimes for example, I have mentioned the example in this type of case. At a time only one grade will be print in for the every input marks range. Okay, so that means you have to check the range, check the score which range actually that comes. Based on that you will print only one state block. So you can use this multiple chain conditional statement. Okay, so example is here, you can see x equal to 10, but here this first condition is given. If this is not true, then we are checking the second condition. If this is also not true, then else part will be executed. So else is the part if we feel like that if any other possible condition we want to perform some task, and we not writing that condition specifically here, because we know that anything is remaining, we will do this. Okay, so in that case we will write directly like this else. Okay, so if this condition is true, we will perform this operation. If this is true, then we will perform this operation. If both are not true, okay, then what we will do, we will perform this else part. Okay, so sometimes what happen, according to the previous example, so those students are getting like 100 to 90 to 100 or this range. So after that, like last range is actually that 40 to 59. Sorry, 40 to 49. So they are actually suppose E grade they are getting, but below this, okay, so like below 40, all will get actually fail grade. Okay, because this is the passing criteria 40, and if anyone is getting 20, 10, so but we don't want to write the condition for each range. We know that below the 40 marks everyone will get a one grade F, so we will like a else condition. So initial all range we are checking by the if else if like this, and remaining after that this range we will write a else part. Okay, so in the else part all that students will come only those who are getting the less marks. So you can use this, but the order that is actually important for this conditional statement. Always first statement will be this if. Okay, you cannot start like this. So you will start like else if, then else if, then else. So you will always write a if block, then else if, then else. Okay, but yeah, this else if else are optional. Okay, you can only write this if part. Okay, you cannot write like this if else and then else if. Okay, this is also incorrect. So order is always if else if and else, this block. So just remember this, and also you cannot write only single this statement else if. Okay, you cannot write only this single statement. This comes with always with this if statement. So this is the conditional statement. We have the basic which generally we will use, and next is this switch statement. So switch statement is very similar to your that if conditional statement. Okay, but here we use this switch statement if we know the predefined input from the that from the code or sometime from the user. If we know that what type of input possible, and that input is actually very limited in the numbers. Okay, so we can also use this switch statement. So what is the control flow of the switch? So this is the first entry point for this switch statement, that is called as a expression, or we can also pass simple variable values. So like simple variable, okay, that we are variable value we are reading from the user or something, some expression, or we can also get the expression output. Okay, so that expression output will represent return some value. Okay, so that value, so what are the possible value from the expression or the user? Based on that we will define our case. Okay, so that we will define the case actually. So if we know that what are the input possible value from this, so based on that we will also define the case. So that is actually a keyword case and value 1. Suppose our expression may return a value 1. If this is true, then we will perform some statement for this case, and we will use this break statement. Okay, and similar to if another value is possible for expression output, that we will also write the case for that. So we will define the case things, case for each type of value which can be written by the expression. So we will write all case, and for each case we will write a statements and then break. Okay, so this break is very important in the switch case, and that is actually decide the termination or that exit point from the switch statements. Okay, so here these are the possible case. If you feel that this is the only possible case, after that if any value comes, you want to perform some another message. Okay, so that is default. Okay, so this is very similar to your else. Okay, so else part, if you compare this switch statement with the conditional statement, so this first is actually, we can say that this is the if, and this all are actually else if. Okay, like this. Okay, so this is the first case, and this is the else if like this. But here is this break is the different things. If we not use this break, the statement will execute continuously. So like you can see that there are two arrow, this side and this side. Okay, so suppose if case value 1 is matched from the expression output, this statement will be execute. If break is there, so then break will execute and you will directly come out from the complete statements. If this break is not there, then your flow will be moved to this type. Okay, so that means statement which are written in the next case, that will actually execute. Okay, and suppose if all breaks are not there, then these statement will execute like this, and then you will actually exit. Okay, so all statement will be execute. So I'll give the example for this. So syntax, you can see what syntax we used. Switch. Okay, so this is the keyword, and inside this we pass some expression or variable, anything which according to the need, and after that open curly bracket, close curly bracket. So this is the body of switch. Okay, inside this case, this is written as a keyword of this switch statement, and this is actually a value which can be written by this expression. Okay, so value, and we will write some statement and then break statement. So in this way we can define any number of case, and after that we will write a default state condition. If any case is not matched, any case value is not matched, then we will perform a default things. Okay, so default part. So this is a switch statement, and you can see this example. So let's run this, and we'll see how it actually works. Okay, so here some statements are written. I am writing more. So for the all days, so like this case 1, Wednesday and Thursday, writing the sort, Friday. Yeah, Ananya.
Sir, can we write in this like if A is equals to B type situations
Where?
in this like as we write in if A is equals to B, then write this steps code.
No, that is actually conditional statement if else. Here we are writing a switch case. Okay,
Yes, sir. Sir,
I'll also explain equivalent to that conditional statement for this. Okay.
okay, sir. Sir, but professor said in class that if else are मतलब, quite similar to switch cases. So,
So I am also saying this that if else are actually very similar to this switch case. So because of that I'll also explain that how that the similar code can be written with the help of that if else condition. Okay. So
okay,
here,
sir.
so what is statement is given. So some let's mention some indentation to understand. Hmm. Okay, so this print statement. Hmm. So this breakage also. Hmm. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. Okay. So okay, let's run this and see what we're getting. So we are getting error. Why this error is coming? And number 26. Okay, we missed this column. Okay, now Tuesday. Okay, so now you can see this statement. Now we have one variable, this day. Okay, so int day equal to 2. And we have this value. We can read this value from the user. So let's we read this value from the user at runtime. So write simple scanf message, and just read this integer value from the user. So d, and the value is actually for day. So now you can see integer day, and we are reading this value from the user. After that, we are passing the same variable day in our switch statement. So what value, and we have also predefined the our case actually. Okay, and each case have some predefined value. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And so according to the weekdays, so we have defined the days also. So one value will be represented as a Monday, and the 7 value will be represented as a Sunday. But suppose if sometimes if user given as a out of this range actually 1 to 7, if user means press like 10, 20 like this, so default we have written as a that other that wrong input we can write like here. Okay, so like uh, wrong input. Okay, we can write this message. So in this case, let's if this input, if I reading this input like 1, I am getting this Monday output. Okay, according to this you can see only this part executed because the day value 1 is matched with this value case 1. Okay, if we pass this like as if 5, then you can see FRI this Friday. So only day value is 5. Now this 5 value is matched with this case value, this. Okay, 5. So only this part actually execute, and then nothing statement is actually execute after this. So you can see if we are writing our switch cases in this way, only one block is executing, which is written inside the case, and which case is actually matched. And let's pass some outside value. So 12 like this, you can see the wrong input. So default case, if any case value is not matched with the input of day, that default part will execute. Okay, and this is last part, so no need to write a break statement here. So here, what is the role of break? You can see. So let's make this as a comment now. and see the effect, how the execution will happen if we are not using break. Okay, so let's run a code. You can see like two. Okay, so and run a code. Okay, so to enter. Hmm. So in the output, you can see what output we are getting. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, wrong input. All actually print statement executed. So after matching the two, but Monday is not printed because the day value was 2, and that means it checks the first matching case value. If case this is not matched, this is fine, then case 2 is matched, so it enter inside the statement block Tuesday. But after that it is not break, there's no break statement is there, so it will start execution internally for the all case statements. Okay, so what statements is written after that this case, all will be executed actually. Okay, so without, if break statement is not written, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, this is all are actually printed. Suppose if we enable any case in between, so you can see the after that like 2, our control will be stopped actually. Okay, so Tuesday is printed, after that no break, then Wednesday will print no break, and Thursday, then Friday, then break statement is there. So our control will jump directly out of this switch statement by using getting this break. So this break is required in the switch case if we want to perform some specific case statement only, uh, based on the case value matched in the input. Sometimes if we require like this type of working, where if any case is matched, you want to perform all the operation after that. So in that case, you can skip this break statement in this switch case. Okay, so that some possibility this is also useful if you remove the break statement. Okay, in some case, if you found that after case 3, all operation you want to perform, all case operation, so you can remove this break statement. Okay, but if you want to perform only one single statement block according to the case value match, then just use this break statement in the each case. So that is one thing regarding the switch case. Now I'll check that how it is equivalent to the conditional statement. Okay, so in the conditional statement, how we can write this? So without using this, let's just make a conditional statement for this. So if, and we will write like a day equal to 1. Okay, so now this become a condition, and now we will write a block for this. This is a starting point, and this no need for this break. Okay, so like this we are simply changing this statement. Okay, now you can see if day equal to 1, open bracket, close bracket, and this single statement, this can be written in this way. So same way you can write a else if condition. So this like this. So for the each else if day equal to 2. Okay, and remove this break statement. And similar way you can write all the conditions. So like I'm writing this. And this will be the else part. Okay, so in this case you can see day equal to 2, day equal to 3, and day equal to 4, 5, and 6, and 7. Okay, and this is else part, and we have to remove this break also. So let's make comment. Okay, and let's run and see what is the, okay, so some bracket is additional, we have to remove. So let's print like 2. You can see Tuesday is coming. So in this case, you can see now we are reading the input for day, and we have written this condition: if day equal to 1, this print statement. Okay, else if, yeah, so this is one a writing way of the conditional block, or and sometimes loop also. If you have only single statements, okay, if you have any single statement, you can also write that statement just after the conditional block without this open bracket and close bracket. Okay, but if you are beginner in the programming, we will recommended that always use this open bracket and close bracket, so you will not confuse that which actually syntax coming in which block. Okay, so if only single statement is there, you can write like this. So after this, if else, so else if day equal to, this statement will be execute only. Okay, which is written inside this. You can also write this statement after the, like here also. Okay, so and this is the termination of point. So once the compiler find this semicolon, so that will also be the termination of this else if block. Okay, you can also write a multiple statement with the help of comma, and then you can write a multiple statement. But once this first semicolon is comes, then that will be the termination point of the block. Okay, in this single line of structure, if you have multiple statements in the block, so always use this or that brackets, which will be clarify that that all statements are coming inside that particular block. Okay, so now you can read any input like 5, then you are getting Friday, and if you are getting any wrong input like 14, wrong input. Okay, so this code is actually working in the same way as the switch statement. So you can see multiple ways is actually provided by the language, programming language, and you can use any which you are comfortable and which you find easy for you to use. So that switch case you can use, if else you can use. Okay, so and you can also practice with the both type of statement for some specific purpose. So this is actually a conditional statement and that switch case. Okay, so both are actually a that control statement and comes under the conditional statement. Yeah, any query in this part that
So in the regular if statement,
uh,
if we are going to write it in one line, then it
uh,
is if open bracket condition, then question mark, then condition true statements, then colon, then condition false statements.
that is actually ternary operator. That
Okay.
is a one type of operator that is actually written as a conditional statement, but that is called as a ternary operator. Okay, and that you like you are talking about that. Let me write it.
Yes, yes, sir, you got it. You're right. What you're saying
Ha,
is
ha,
right.
ha, ha.
I'm just wondering why is that different and why is this else if statement different in different syntax?
So in the ternary operator is defined for some specific purpose where the question mark is also there. So that defines is that this is a ternary operator, and here if this condition is true, then the first statement will be executed. Otherwise, the second statement will be executed like this. But here this is a conditional statement, not a ternary operator. So single line statement that is just a style of writing the conditional statement. Okay.
Yeah, I understand, sir. So in the first else if, we have written if day is equal to 2,
Huh.
then print Tuesday.
Huh.
Correct? That's what it implies, right?
Yes, because this is a single statement, we can write like this. So if this condition become true, so the this statement actually will be considered as a inside the block of this else if, because after writing a condition, we have not mentioned this that semicolon or open bracket and close bracket. So by compiler actually understand this. So after this condition, compiler will find out the next termination point for the statement. So that will it will execute this statement, and once this semicolon comes, so compiler will understand that this is the end of the block for this, and it will be execute. So let's take some small examples. So that comes under actually different
So,
writing styles.
sorry, sir. Can you also add some commas and show us how it will work?
So comma will also work for multiple statement. Comma you can include. So let's I'm taking some like the okay equal to 3. Okay, so how we can write like if that statement is day equal to 3. So this is just a imaginary example only. Okay, so printf, like I'm pressing this Monday, so I'm printing only a. Okay, after that, suppose if you want to press something, you can use this multiple statement also. Okay, and then you putting this comma. Okay, so let's change this b and this c. Okay, so if we run this, what I mean, print, okay, f all place f. You can see a b c all are coming continuously if condition is true. Else part I'm taking like else and writing like same type of statement b c and d e f. Okay, so you can see ABC we are getting. If we are not including this 4, so we will get the else part DEF. Okay, so this is single line statement, or we can also write like this. So we can use this open bracket and close bracket. So that become a body of this, and at that time that will also work. But we can write a statement like with the semicolon with the each statement. Okay, so this is a single line writing way. If you want to just write a block like this. Okay, so suppose if I use if I write a semicolon here. Okay, but not here. Okay. So what will happen? Let's see. So I am getting some statement. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because now this statement is become incorrect, because if day equal to 3, so this actually part comes under this block. Okay, if block, but this statement is actually outside of this block. What is the equivalent code we can write like this? So after this and this is giving a error, you can see, because we have this if, then we have this statement inside this if block. After that, this print statement is actually written outside of the if block. Okay, and then we have written this else part. And so what compiler will understand, that there is no equivalent if block for this else part. Okay, because now the code is written like this. So let's write a equivalent code for this. So if day equal to 3, and then we are writing this block, and we are writing a print statement, this one only. Okay, and after that remaining two statements are coming here outside. Okay, and so this statement is equivalent to this. Okay, so this conditional statement is written, then print statement is written, which is outside of the if block. So compiler will just execute this part, and will execute this part, but after that compiler will check else is written. But where is the respective if for this? Because else we cannot write without if statement. Okay, so uh, so this compiler will give the error for this else statement. Otherwise, suppose if we write like this, so if the day equal to 4, then this will not give an error. Okay, because now the statement is okay. You can see what is coming. So day equal to 3, this print is executed based on the condition true, but now this is also print that a, oh sorry, oh, 1 second, let's remove this. So b, okay, day is equal to 4. Okay, so this condition is not true, then this part is printed b and c, and this part is printed all part. Okay, but if day equal to 3, you can see now a is printed, and b and c is also printed. You can see, because this is outside of the if statement, and this is totally another if statement. Okay, not related to the previous one. And so this is not actually true, because here day equal to 3. So we can write if else if block like single line statement without using this open bracket close bracket. But if you are a beginner, always use a open bracket close bracket for single statement also. Okay, otherwise it may be confused to you. Yeah, Nisu.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Sir, as you told now that if after we are using else, how
Hmm.
we are using here if statement, we should have to use else, right?
No, if we can use single if statement also. So if is not, this
Sir,
is
in
not a,
next statement, if
huh,
day is equals to 4.
huh. So this is also a single statement without else part. Okay, so all statement, this is all statements are actually comes under this block condition. Okay, so this is single block actually that will only execute if day equal to 4.
But sir, after if we are using else, right?
So else is actually optional things. Okay, we can also write a single if statement without using the else part.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
One more thing
else
is
else is not a
uh,
compulsory with the conditional statement. If you have only single condition, like if day equal to 3 and you want to do something, but if day equal to not day not equal to 3, you don't want to do anything. So in that case you can only write this if a block without else. Okay, so we can write if block without else. We can also write if block then else if, and we can skip the else part. Okay, we can write like if and else block, but we cannot write like this only else part or only else if part, or we cannot write like else if or else part. If is required in the every that statements, but else if and or else are optional. If required, then we will only write. If not required, we can skip.
So,
okay, sir.
Hmm.
sir, I'm sorry, sir. Maybe I missed that part where you
Hmm.
showed that you can write an if else statement in a single line.
So single okay, so in the ever part, what I have written in the last time, actually this one else. Okay, this was the previous one.
Sir, I have a one more doubt with
Hmm.
the previous code.
1 second, this is comma. Yeah, previous code. Okay, 1 second.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this one.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. So if the statement is break after A, right?
Huh.
Then how it print the B and C also?
So actually, okay, let's make this comment. I have written the equivalent code for this. That if suppose I have written this if single line statement like this, so how it will actually consider by the compiler. So that is the equivalent part. Okay, so that means if day equal to 3, this print will a will be actually execute, because that comes under this condition. Okay, and after getting this first semicolon, compiler will actually consider the remaining part actually output outside of this if block. So that is actually will be considered like this. Okay, so if day equal to 3, all this part will execute and this part will also be execute, because this is
Sir,
outside
but
of.
we are using the curly braces also.
So that's fine, but curly brackets is finished here now. You can see if condition. So for this case, for this case, you can see if day equal to 3. So condition is true, this part will execute. And this part will always execute, because this is not coming in any condition, inside any condition. This is simply a statement like. Okay, so print a, print b. This is a only simple statement that will always execute without depends on the condition. If day equal to 4, so let's run this. You can see a, b, c all are coming. If day equal to 4, still this part will execute, because this is not coming in any condition. Okay, b, c. You can see this will always execute. Only this part now depends on this condition. Okay, so same case was the previous example. So let's explain that part. Hmm. You can see now if I am taking day equal to 3, So that is actually, you can see you will get a ABC. Okay, so this is also executing because this is coming inside the condition and condition is true, and this is coming outside the condition, so that will always true. And if I let's if take 4, so now the condition statement, this part will not be execute, but the remaining part will execute. So like BC, you can see. Okay, so this is just a single line of type, how you can you want to write. So most of the time, if only single statement is there for the conditional block or in loop, we can write without any loop, like without any brackets. Okay, so we can just leave like this.
Sir, you also said that if we can put commas, we can put more than one statement, right?
So for more than one statement in single line, okay, so use the comma. Okay, then compiler will execute all three statement, and after getting this first time this semicolon, then compiler will understand that, yeah, that block is complete for this condition.
So can we also add an else statement in the same line, sir?
Here,
Yeah.
so you can write. So that
After the semicolon. Okay.
So after semicolon,
not like the ternary operator.
no, I'm not using ternary operator here. Okay, so ternary operator is totally different things. Okay, so you can see after writing this, you can write like this. Okay, so in this way, okay, what happened?
So basically, comma and carriage return are equivalent.
One second.
Am I right, sir? You're doing something. Finish it. Sorry.
So line number 6 is getting error where it is else part printf t. Okay. Else equal to 4. Okay. Okay.
It should be else
So
if
we.
is equal to 4, no? So shouldn't it be else if day is equal to 4 or just else day is equal to 4?
So the correct. That is condition is not required. Yeah, we cannot write the condition with the else part. Yeah, DEF. Okay, so you can see this is single line statement. So that means if condition is written, then all these statements are coming in the block of this condition. If condition, then this semicolon comes. So this is the end of this block. After that, we can write the else statement, and all the statement which is written with the help of comma will come under this else block. Okay, but
So
this is very difficult to read and understand. This type of styling is very difficult to read. Okay, so for multiple statement, always use the brackets. Okay, so that is actually a good style. So always use the bracket and use the statement in the multiple line. So like this, and okay, so this is actually readable properly, but only single line statement you can do because that easily actually you can understand. So outside the bracket and then again use the multiple line statement. And after that, this is the termination for each line.
So the same code will work even if you replace the 3 semicolons after A, B, C with commas, correct?
So you are saying like line?
Yes.
Okay, let's see. That will work, I think. Yeah, that will work. Okay, that will also work. But yeah, for proper styling, if you're using this multiple statement, use this column. So this is actually a block type. If you have multiple statement, write your code like this. So that actually clearly visible now which block is actually coming in this if condition and which block will be actually coming in the else part. So that is actually properly readable. So use the single line statement only in the case of single statement if you have with the condition or loop. Okay. So yeah, this is conditional things. So that comes under the styling of the code, not any conceptual thing. So you can write your code in any way. So now moves to the next. So now conditional statement is discussed. So nested conditional statement is also there. So nested means one. So one condition another with the under the another condition. Okay. So like if we are writing a conditional statement under the another conditional statement, so that is called as a nested. So sometimes what we have, we can write it, we can check a two condition like in this way. So suppose if first condition is true, then we will only check the another condition. Otherwise, we will do something else. So here you can see we have some one example with this nested if statement. So that actually if age is 25, then we have some hash ID and hash tickets and value also. So here, if age is greater than equal to 18, then only we will check this hash ID, and based on that, we will print something message. Okay. Then you can see now the first condition is written inside this conditional block, actually body. We are using the another conditional statement. Okay. So you can see two conditions are coming one under each other. Okay, so that is actually called as a nested if else type. Okay, this is nothing a new things. This is just a meaning representation. Like if so, you can see block actually is also a code area. You can do any things inside the body. Actually, you can write a loop inside the body. Okay, you can perform a conditional statement. You can do any things inside the that one block of body. Okay, so if body is open bracket and close bracket, inside this you can do anything. So you can also again write a conditional statement, you can write a for loop, anything. Okay, so that is also a code area, you can do something. So similar way, else part, if this condition is not true, we are not doing anything and printing this message simply. So this type of writing style is actually called as a conditional nested condition if else block. Okay, and if that is some use case are given here, so multiple uh, this is already discussed. So yeah, this is just an example you can see. Now comes to the loop actually. Okay, loop is also very important concept of the programming. So here a loop is just a repetition of the same type of code. Okay, so how we can actually control the loop, and how many times you want to perform some how many times you want to execute some specific set of instructions or single statement like this, we can control all the things with the help of loop. So that C programming language provide two types of loop. One is for loop and another is while loop. Okay, and in the while loop we have the two versions, simple while loop and one a do while loop. Okay, so that we will discuss regarding the for loop. Okay, so for loop actually we can decide how many times you want to perform or we want to iterate some statement, and this is the actually structure of the for loop. So inside the for loop we take some variable actually. Okay, so that variable value actually decide the number of iterations. Okay, and that variable's value we initialize with some initial value. So that part actually called as a initialization, and that initialization happen only one time before starting the loop iterations. So that you can see only one time we are doing this initialization. After that, next step is conditional. Actually we will check condition every time, because at after some iteration we have to stop our loop. Okay, we have to stop our loop process. So we mention some condition, and based on the condition we stop our process, otherwise we continuously perform the process. So condition is we will mention one condition statement. If that condition is true, we will enter inside the body of loop and we will execute all the statement inside the body. Okay, and after that we will update our conditional variables. Okay, so that variable which we are using for the initialization and that conditional this condition, that variable we will update in this way, so that that variable value should be closer to the termination point after some number of iterations. Otherwise that our loop will run infinite time also. Okay, if our condition is not satisfied. Okay, so we will update our condition value, condition variable value, and again then we will check if our condition is true, then we will perform the same things, and we will update the variable. So this part is actually a loop. Okay, this part will repeat again and again based on the condition. At any point, if condition is false, so that is actually exit point of the loop. So now this is the structure of the loop. So now the syntax is very simple. So for is the keyword. Okay, for is the keyword. After that, inside with the for, we write this open bracket and close bracket. Okay, and inside this bracket we have this like two semicolon. This okay, that means three area we have to written here. So first area is actually called as a initialization part area. So generally we take some variable, like we are taking I variable and we initialize with 0. That means we will start with I equal to 0, but after that we will increment this or decrement this, or based, we will use this as a control control variable of the loop I value. So this first part actually when we does the initialization. So suppose int I equal to 0. Okay, so this is the initialization in this first line. So this execute only one time. Okay, our control will execute and this will execute only one time. After that you can see repetition only is this part. Then first area is written one time. After that second is the condition. Okay, so this is the condition area where we will check some condition to decide that we want to continue the loop body and we want to stop the process. So that we will decide some conditions. So the condition is looks like if if I is less than equal to 10. No need to write this if, only just write a condition. Okay, so let's take example in this. By default this is a conditional statement, so no use this if statement. Okay, only write the condition. So I is less than 10 or I is less than equal to 10. So just write this condition. So this condition statement is actually this one in the structure. Okay, and uh, now last statement is actually a update a point. So we will, after execution the body, this is the part where we will update our loop variable. Okay, so that means we can increment this, we can decrement this. Okay, so we will update the value of that variable, like I equal to I plus 1. Okay, so like this. So these are the three area with the loop board, that is syntax we have. So initialization, so that part will execute only one time. This condition will always check, okay, before entering the body. And if condition is true, you will enter inside the body and you will execute the all statement. After that, you will come here in this condition. Okay, then you will update your variable. Then you will check the condition again. If condition is again true, then enter again in the body. Again, go to the update part and condition checking and then enter. Okay, so this is now running a loop. So here, simple code is given. You can see I equal to 1. Okay, so that part will only execute one time. So I become a 1. Then condition is there, this one. So after executing this statement, your control will come to this condition. I is less than equal to 5. So this is now a condition. So check this. Okay, so I is equal to 1 and yes, 1 is less than equal to 5. True. Okay, true. Enter inside the body. Then print this statement. So what is you are doing? Just perform the execution. So this is simple print statement of I. So that means this print statement will print 1. Okay, I value. After this print statement, your control will move to this statement, I plus plus. Okay, so now that means I plus plus means I become a 2. Okay, now check again condition. 2 is less than 5. Yes, again 2. Now print the I value. Okay, so now I is 2, so print 2. Okay, then again check, update the variable. Okay, so I plus plus, then I become a 3. 3 is still less than 5, equal to 5. Yes, then print 3. Then again I plus plus, I equal to 4. And this one is 4 is less than equal to 5. Yes, so true. Then 4 print 4. then again I plus plus, I become 5. Still 5 is less than equal to 5, yes, because it is equal sign is also there, so true. Then print 5, then again I plus plus, I become 6. In this case 6 is less than equal to 5, this condition is now false, and that is the termination point, and you will not enter again into the body. That in that case you will come out directly to the next statement outside of the loop. Okay, so this is the way to writing the loop, and based on your problem you can decide what initial value you can set, what condition you want to set here, so how many times you want to iterate the process, and how you want to update your variables. Okay, so all things you can decide, but this is the way to writing the for loop, and what statement you want to execute right inside the loop, which you want to repeat based on this loop. Okay, so the example is sum of first n natural numbers. So you know that for sum of n natural, you need to add 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 dot 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 till 10. Okay, and you can take some variable value for this like n. So here sum equal to 0, and so this process, this means you can start sum equal to 0, but after that to calculate this value, you can simply add this like first thing add plus 1, what it become a 1, then add plus 2, okay, and then it become a 3, then we add 3, it become a 6, 6 plus then 4. So this is the repetition of operation, similar type of operation you are doing, only this value is changing what you are adding in the previous result, 3 4 5 like this. Okay, so now this is only 10, but suppose if it is asking for 100, so you cannot write each statement 100 times. So in this case you can use the loop, and inside the loop just decide the value what which actually is changing, otherwise write the all part as it is. So here you can see we have set in the initial value for the I, after that taking the condition because we want to add only till 10. So 10, our i's value should be less than 10, and then I plus plus. Every time we will increment by 1. You can see 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. And inside the body, we are adding the sum plus equal to 1. Sorry, I. And this is actually equivalent to sum plus I. Okay, so this is just a representation of equal plus equal to sign, this equation. Okay, so in this way we will perform this loop. Every time I value will be passed in this I here, so that is actually 1 in the first time, then it will be incremented and it will come a 2, then 3, then in this way. Okay, so you will get a final answer after that, and you will perform this. You can print the output after this loop termination. Okay, so we can use this type of loop printing number of in reverse. So you can also run a loop in the reverse order. So like you can start with 10, then take the condition I is greater than equal to 1 and decrement the value every time to 10, then 9, then 8, then like this. Okay, so you can decide of any type of increment decrement. But yeah, this is very important regarding the for loop. When you are writing the condition, make sure that your loop will terminate after some point. That should be terminate. Okay, otherwise suppose if you have written like this type of condition, I equal to 1, this is the initialization, this is a condition, but this last area you have actually left without writing any condition. Okay, so that code will not give any error for this because you are not updating the value. You can also update in the code itself. Okay, so that is also possible, but here you are not updating your I value at any point, either here or inside the code also. So what will happen, I will always remain 1. Okay, and you will print 1, then next time it is not updated, again this condition will be checked, still 1 is less than 5, yes, 2, then again 1. So your code will continuously print 1 1 1, and this loop will run infinitely because here I value is not changed and this condition will not become false at any point. So your code will run infinite number of times, or portal will give the error like something went wrong, oops, something went wrong. Okay, because compiler will cannot handle this because continuously your code is running and not giving any proper, you're not stopping. So in this case, come after sometimes compiler will give the error as oops, something went wrong. Okay, so just make sure that you are writing your code correctly. So your code is actually that loop is written in proper way, so that should be stopped after some number of iterations. Okay, your execution should be finished actually after some time properly. So just make sure that this condition is very important. Now that comes to the while loop. So while loop is also a similar to the for loop. So same things what you are doing inside you with the using of while loop. Many most of the things you can also do with the while loop. Okay. So equivalent things we can write here. So this is a different structure we have. So here while is the keyword, and inside the while we write a condition. If this condition is true, then we perform some statement, and inside this statement actually we update our variables which is written inside the condition, and then we again check the condition. Okay, and this is the now it again loop. At any point if condition is become false, then we exit of the while loop. So instead of writing a initialization in the for loop, so which is actually written, which can be written inside here. Okay, this part, that is the initialization, and this conditional. This part actually also required for the while loop, but in different way. So you can see this. So this is simple state meant for this while condition and code inside this body. But for condition variable, we have to set our variable some initialize point. You can see int I equal to 0. So this is simple statement outside of the while loop, but this is the initialization of some variable. And that I value we are taking as inside the condition. You can see now condition is checking. And inside the body, actually, we are updating our I value. So after some number of iterations, so that condition should become false to terminate this while loop. Okay, so this is very similar things. So so this is also example of counting from 1 to 5, but the next example is that is actually okay, counting, and yes, sum of numbers. So like this is very similar to that previous one. So you want to print the sum of all numbers. So that is actually while loop. You can see we have set some number sum equal to 0, and then number we are reading from here. So if number is not equal to 0, that we are okay. So this is the different example. So yeah, this is one use case of this. So here we are getting the input from the user, how many numbers you want to execute actually. Okay, no, enter numbers of the loop. Stop. Okay, yeah, this is a actually example. That means we are reading the number continuously, and at any point if a number is actually 0, that we will stop our process. Otherwise we will continuously read the input from the user, and we will add to our some value. So suppose if user is giving first time 10, so that 10 will be added into the sum. Okay, so 0 plus 10. Next so iteration, this loop will again run because the condition is taken as a number is not equal to 0. If this condition is satisfied, then we will enter every time inside the loop, and we'll read a new number. Okay, so suppose again next 20 is pressed, so it become a 10 plus 20 30. Then 30 next is also again user is printing 40, then 40 is not equal to 0, so 30 plus 40 70. So this loop will actually based on the user input, it will continuously run without stopping, and once the input is actually 0, at that point this condition become a false, and our loop will terminate. Okay, and we will print the output. So here actually inside the for loop, we generally use if we have predefined knowledge that how many times we want to perform our number of iterations. So generally we use the for loop. Otherwise sometimes if we don't know how many times iteration will happen, so like this case we can use the while loop, and based on the condition we will read the input continuously, and at any point if our that input is some specific number, so we will stop the process. So we will use the while type of loop. So also the same things, infinite condition is also possible in the while loop. So like this. So as we have mentioned that in the C, one actually considered as a true value. Okay, any value apart from the 0 actually considered as a true value. and 0 is actually considered as a false value. So if our loop is written like this, while 1, so 1 is actually a true. So now this loop is actually true, and this message will print, okay, continuously, because we are not using any breaking condition, and this condition will always return a true. Our loop will run infinitely. So just make sure that if you are taking any condition, your variable should be updated properly in the loop, so that condition should be break after some time. Okay, so this here termination condition, do while loop, yeah. So in the while loop actually, so in the while loop, here this inside body of the while loop will only be execute if this while condition is true. Okay, first time also. Okay, so if we are uh, coming from the main loop, and that means we will always check first while condition, then we will enter into the body. But do while is the another way to writing a while loop, where we will perform some task body first, and then we will check the condition. Okay, and then we will repeat the process. So in this case, at least one time body will execute, okay, without checking any condition. So you can see the structure is like this. So do, and this statement is written, and then while, okay, this condition is written. So this part will execute at least one time always in the do while phase. Okay, and then condition will be checked. If condition is true, then this body will again execute, then condition will be checked. So loop will start again similar to the while loop, but one time statement will execute without checking the condition in the initially do, and at any point condition is false, then exit. So the structure is similar, simple. This do first, then body of the statement, and then while condition. So here we are writing the while condition at the end. Okay, so this is example, the same code we can write like this. So int I equal to true, and then we are printing this message. So at least one time this value will definitely print, okay, without checking any condition. So one will print. After that increment operator, then while we are checking, if again this is satisfied, then 2, then 3, then 4, 5, all will print. But this will always be print without any condition checking. So this is do while loop. And sum of numbers, this example we can perform. So your nested loop we can also write in the loop. Okay, so for loop inside the another for loop. So that is actually very useful if you want to perform some 2D type of structure, like if you are working with the matrix type of data. Okay, so where you have the data in row and columns forms. So that nested loop is required. Some pattern, if you're printing, that nested loop you can use. Okay, so this is the example you can see. One for loop is there, that is actually variable is I. Okay, inside the body of the for loop another for loop is there. Okay, the variable is different, j equal to j. So for each value of the I here, this part will actually execute completely first, and then again next iteration will happen. Okay, so in this way, this so like I equal to 1, all j will be performed. Suppose row equal to like 5, so 4 here and 6 here. Okay, so for I equal to 1 first time, you will enter inside the body, and inside the body will complete the all tasks inside the body. Okay, so that is actually again loop. So j equal to 1, j equal to 2, j equal to 3, and j equal to 4, j equal to 5, and j equal to 6. Okay, so this part will execute, and every time you are printing this asterisk, so that is actually asterisk 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 6 times asterisk. This will be print. Okay, in the first I equal to 1, when I become 2, so after completion of this process, the next statement is there. So that means new line character is come, next print will happen from here. So for I equal to 2, then again I equal to 2, again j equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so again 6 asterisk will print. Okay, so in this way, so this type of pattern will print actually four lines. So like this type of pattern will be print in your screen. So matrix 2D type of representation you can perform with the nested loop. So some matrix representation is given, which we will use the 8th or 9th week, that 2D array data. So yeah, break. Yeah, these are some keywords which are helpful in the that statements of the loop statement. Like okay, break statement, continue, go to statement, which is actually not popular right now, but this break and continue is very common. So break statement is that. So you know that iteration is decided, predefined, decided 1 to 10. Okay, but we want to break the iteration for some specific condition if we found inside the loop. Okay, so you can see we have started I equal to 1 to 10, but at any point if I become 5, we will break the iterations. Okay, so that means this loop will run only 5 times, 1 2 3 4, then I equal to 5. So this condition becomes satisfied, and this break statement actually will stop the iterations, remaining stations. Okay, and will exit outside of the loop. So we can control the number of iteration later stage also. Okay, after deciding the range. So that with the help of break, so this break will always exit the stop the process of the nearest loop. Okay, so what are the, suppose you have written the nested loop and you are using this break statement for here. Okay, so this break statement is coming inside this for loop, so that will always stop this closure loop. Okay, not the above one. So continue is statement is, so you want to skip something. Okay, if you want to skip something after that, so here you can see that this loop is given, number of range, condition is given, and inside the condition, this, if this condition is satisfied, you want to continue actually without executing the remaining part after that. So continue means from this point your next iteration will start, and the remaining part will skip actually without executing. Okay, so you can also decide some continuation. If this condition is not satisfied, then this print will be happen. Otherwise, if this condition is satisfied, your control will be jump back to the next iteration without executing this. So that is actually continue statement. And go to statement is also a to define the control. Okay, and you can jump back to some another state, but that is not used generally right now. But here actually we generally define some label like this, that is point actually in the code, and from any point with the help of go to we can jump to that point. Okay, go to start, so that you will jump back here and start execution from that point. So okay, so this is just a controls things. Another thing is state writing format, as I already mentioned, single line format, multi-line statements. Okay, so that we have discussed already. So this is all about the Week-4. This mainly conditional statement and loops. So now you can use this and you can ask your query in the remaining session. So regarding the questions and programming questions, and also join this Wednesday and Sunday session and make practice on the programming questions also. Okay, any query? So already 8 is there, so I hope you have another session. I think math session is there.
So sorry, do we have access to this PDF which you are using?
That is already available in the course page inside the notes. Inside the supplementary content, you have this week-wise summary notes. Okay, and inside this, yeah, this one, there is a drive, and all files are there. So Week-4 control statement. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Any query, anyone? Or because I think another session is started, so you can join that. If no query, then we can close the session. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.